Testosterone therapy. What should you eat when you're on it? Should you have a special diet? I've got friends that do anything from the carnivore diet or the keto diet to just eating normally. Some friends and patients will have a certain diet because they have a gluten intolerance or they're allergic to some foods. But in general, when you're on testosterone therapy, it's important that you're happy with what you're doing, but a diet is quite personal. So I would say in a diet, you want to eat clean, eat healthily. And what does that mean? It can mean different things to different people. Generally speaking, one could say the Mediterranean diet is quite a healthy diet, but you don't want to have to think you're on a diet. You should try to avoid trans fats. You should try to avoid too much sugar. You need to watch that because you don't want to induce any sort of insulin resistance. So watching your sugar content. Some would even argue that you should try to not eat right before bed, though personally I prefer to have a little bit of protein before bed, a bit of cottage cheese or a bit of yogurt. But it really depends individually on the person. Everyone has different dietary restrictions or beliefs, and TRT shouldn't limit the diet, but whatever you do in the diet, you should focus on trying to not overconsume, not overeat, not eat anything that's too salty, not eat anything that's too sugary, try to avoid too much alcohol. I've become somewhat of a teetotaler, but that doesn't mean you need to do the same, though I find that whenever I drink, it doesn't really lead to good positive outcomes in my diet. I don't feel well the next day. As you get older, you find your alcohol tolerance becomes a lot less, so I avoid that. But I do have an occasional, maybe an occasional tipple, a small tiny bit, very, very rarely these days, but sometimes. I do occasionally will have a small bit of dessert, but it's very rare and I'm avoiding it. But again, we're all different. What you eat on the testosterone therapy, what you eat with your therapy may change over the years, or you may stick to something that works. I think the goal should be to be healthy, to have enough calories to meet your output, to meet your needs. If you're exercising quite a bit, you may need to eat more protein to manage it, and other foods in a balanced way. So I'm not here to give you diet advice. There is no special diet that you necessarily need. You have to eat for your own individual self. And if you have further questions, we do have some staff that might be able to help. Some of our doctors might also be able to recommend something that's individual and tailored to you. So